Hello learners, this is your Showroom and today I am here with a new chapter of your ISC syllabus. And the name of the chapter of today's discussion is The Gift of India. The Gift of India, written by Sarojini Naidu. This is also a very important chapter for this ISC syllabus for class 11 or class 12. So today in this video, I'll be explaining all the stanzas of this poem. So you need to watch this video till the end to get the concluding remarks from me. And I hope this video will give you a complete analysis of the poem. So the gift of India is normally consists of four stanzas. So the first stanza, let us discuss what the poetess, the Sarojini Naidu, who was a close associate of Mahatma Gandhi, and her writing means Sarojini Naidu's writing were based on the Indianness, and she was there to highlight the Indian tradition, Indian beauty, and there was some kind of patriotism in her writing. So this gift of India is one of those writing, but it is treated as an anti-war poem. So now let us focus on the first stanza of the poem. The first stanza of the poem says, "Is there aught you need that my hands withhold? Rich gifts of raiment or grain of gold? Lo, I have flung to the east and west priceless treasures torn from my breast, and yielded the sons of my stricken home to the drumbeats of duty, the sabres of doom." So what is the poet saying? Poet here is a mouthpiece of the Mother India. Now this poem opens on a first person note where Mother India asks a rhetorical question. Now, dear learners, I have already highlighted the main points which you need to stress on. So, the poem starts with a rhetorical question. The speaker addresses the Britishers who ruled over India for almost 200 years. And in these lines, what we find? We find that how over the centuries the British snatched away the precious things from Mother India and her precious clothes, grains, gold, all these things they have looted, plundered. With a clear indication to the lost lives of her sons on foreign lands, she exclaims, Mother India exclaims, "Lo, have flung to the east and west all sides. Throughout the world, the Mother India has been looted." Then, in the next part, the poet is telling us that through his personification of Mother India, she says that her precious sons, who are priceless than the worldly jewels, were torn from my breast. She has as if sacrificed her sons to the drumbeats of duty in the foreign land which has left herself empty from within. The children were forced to go. The children of Mother India were forced to go to the battlefield. And those soldiers fought bloody wars with weapons, even without knowing for what causes they were fighting. They were in no idea about where they are taking part, why they were going there, but they are bound to their duties. So that they did, and Mother India took pride in that. That my son, my children are, or rather, were duty bound. Next part in the stanza 2, what we can see that it has been said that the soldiers who were so precious, like the pearls, they were brutally killed. And here Sarojini Naidu offers a brilliant images of similes. Why? To commemorate the sacrifices made by Indian soldiers during the World War One. And you all know, learners, that World War One took place from 1914 to 1918 first, and the Second World War 1939 to 1945. So this is the context of World War One. In the same stanza, the poet is referring to the places called Egypt, where those who laid down their lives, the soldiers who laid down their lives in Egypt, were found scattered on sands as shells are found on sands. Like the shells are found, their dead bodies were scattered in Egypt, in Egyptian desert. Then many other places' names have been mentioned here. What are the names? Like Indian soldiers with pale browns and broken hands lie dispersed like flowers on the blood-brown meadows of Flanders. Flanders were known at presently it is known as Belgium and France. The blood of the soldiers colored the fields red, brown. The fields were turned into brown after the dried blood. So this second stanza actually highlights the sacrifices made by the Indian soldiers, the children of Mother India. Let us come to the third stanza. The third stanza also starts with a rhetorical question, where it presents in a way that which adds to the beauty of the poem and enumerate the distress of the speaker. Who is the speaker here? Mother India is the speaker. The speaker asks the warring countries whether they can feel the grief that she feels or the tears that she weeps for her dead son. Can they feel? Can they have the compassion to understand what kind of pain the Mother India is suffering from? Next point I have again highlighted here. Here the speaker, despite her sadness, is proud of her sons who have fought bravely and brought victory. Here is the romanticism of the war. So you can say there is an ambiguity that when the poem is an anti-war poem, how can be this glorification of this war, the sacrifices? Here is glorification on the sense of a mother. A mother is glorifying the sacrifices of her children. So on that perspective, it is a glorification or romanticizing of war. The poet here has given shape to the voices of countless Indian mothers whose sons sacrificed their lives in the war. It is the poet is, as I said, the mouthpiece of the Mother India. And Mother India is a universal character who represents all the mothers in India. Also, she talks of the small hopes and prayers some had for their sons' safety and return since the war was still going on. So the Mother India was praying for their sons or her son that they should come back victorious, they should come back alive. But at the end of the day, she also knew that they are not going to return alive. In her last two lines of this stanza, the poetess Sarojini Naidu, as the mouthpiece of Mother India, wonders if those people also see the far, sad, glorious vision that she sees of the torn red banners of victory. The banners of victory has been termed as, ironically, has been termed the red banners of victory. Here, another important point that the poet looks certain of the victory that would come with the efforts of her children. Yet she finds no pleasure, no happiness, no joy for the sacrifices that are irrevocable. Means they cannot, their sacrifices cannot be evoked, their sacrifices cannot be belittled. The torn red banners of victory symbolizes the blood of Indians who sacrificed for the victory of their colonizers. Now, in the conclusion, in the last paragraph, where the poetess, as the mouthpiece of Mother India, again, I can repeat this point that you should, when you're writing the answer, you should know that here the poetess Sarojini Naidu has represented herself as the mouthpiece of Mother India. What is said in the last stanza? The last stanza of the poem throws light upon the after effects of the war, the consequences of the war, and the process of life becoming normal. Ultimately, after the war, life becomes normal. We forget things. Do we forget things? Should we forget things? Here is the Mother India's again the urge or request or please, you can say, where or when the war is over, so will be the terror and tumult of hate, peace prevail, and life gets back to the normal with a lot of changes. But at that time, everyone will pay their respects to those who have forgot and died in the war. People will forget the sacrifices of these Indian soldiers. They forget the history. The comrades, means the fellow men, the fellow warriors, the comrades who received honored for the deeds that could never be forgotten. When such a time comes, the speaker expects, the speaker urges, your Mother India urges, that the world to remember the sacrifices of her martyred sons. So here, the poem ends on a positive note that the Mother India's children, Indian soldiers, they have sacrificed. But Their sacrifice should not be forgotten and that should be glorified. That means we Indian, we should not forget our history, glorious history. So, learners, I hope this explanation will help you a lot to understand the poem in a different perspective perhaps. I'll be coming with the new videos on a different chapter, on different perspective. If you have liked this video, you should share your comment on it and encourage your friends to watch this video and have a subscription of my channel. Thank you. Take care.